Anchor TV, voice for the people. Anchor TV, voice for the people. Agobini cultural arts for you. Anchor TV show for you. Ghana, a land of diverse cultures. A world of traditional performing arts. Interviews to discover current ideas. Traditional cultural voices from around the world. Talk live. Discussion. Passion, cultural emancipation. Anchor TV show, voice for the people.
Chwa no manyaba. My name is Niamatu Kwenim. You can always call me Akule B Ama. It's once again at Lasso program. As you all know, every Wednesday we are here to discuss about Ghanaian performing art industry, the way we can move forward. This is Lasso. Wamba Oba Lasso. Lasso. Please, when you come on the program, please share the video for me. I need that support from you. Share the video. Invite your friend. Today I have with me here once again our seniors, Mr. C.K. Lazekbo and Mr. Kobram Boatin. It's been such a wonderful program. This is the third time we are here. Please, if you are just come to watch us after the program, you can go back and look from number 1, number 2, number 3. Today we are going to talk about the atmosphere concerning the Ghana Dance Ensemble and what it means to be part of that the organization or the group. So bear with me, share the video, and please do us a favor. When you come on Facebook Live, look for Agobini Cultural Arts. Agobini Cultural Arts is an organization based in Ghana. And when you go on our Facebook page, there's a website there. You can find out about Agobini Cultural Arts and what we want to do in future. We also applied for financial support. Anyone who loves the art, who wants to support the art, he or she is welcome to give us money. We need money. You know, Ghana is a country whereby anything that you want to do with the arts, it becomes a problem. But that's not the issue. Before we start on the program, I want us to watch this short video about the Pan-African Youth Orchestra in Ghana. I think this video is very wonderful and for you to relax before we start the lasso. So please share the video and enjoy this movie. Yes, yes, this is beautiful. I mean, sometimes when I look at those kind of things, I just cry sometimes because these are some of the things that our Minister of Culture and Arts need to invest into it. These are some of the things that we need in the country that we can uplift the generation, try to promote Ghanaian traditional instruments. This is so beautiful. That what you saw right now is a personal project, and I don't think the government are supporting this kind of things. These are some of the things that we need in the country, giving the youth what they need when we talk about culture and art. And sometimes I don't really understand whereby we can say Minister of Culture and Art, and yet we don't see the art and the culture in our system in Ghana. Yet we don't see that they are promoting the art and the culture. We don't have fundings in Ghana whereby you can go and apply for money to be able to put an product, our concept on the stage. Sometimes we think that when we talk about the performing art, it's all about Shatawale, Stoneboy, Kwame, Eugene, and that's the picture that we have image. When we talk about performing art, we only think about this new generation of kind of music. But we have an interesting story when it comes to our drumming and dance. So please support Agobini culture art so that we can move this agenda forward. It's all about awareness for us to know where we are and where we stand and what we can do as a nation. You understand? If the government is not really to recognize us, to be able to support what we're doing, it's about time that we, those who love the art and those who know the sacrifice that we go through, we need to come together to portray an awareness, to portray something that the government can say, hey, what is going on here? That's all Agobini culture art we are calling for. You understand? And this is a must. This is something that we need to do. This is our responsibilities as an artist. So please, no hard feeling. I know that some people are doing good job in their villages when they talk about art. I know that some people are doing good things in small things, but we need an agenda that will benefit the nation. To benefit the nation. Before I bring my guests, let's just enjoy Lasso. Then from them, I bring my guests on board. Lasso.
Yeah, enele otitela lasu 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 esane kolibo jemlamla lo takiu esane kolibo jemlamla lo debu esane kolibo anyimi obene ekwati nyama ko lasu edola echo.
Hello, Mr. CK and Eddie Boat. How are you doing, all of you? Let me start from CK.
Good.
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm also doing beautiful.
Eddie, how are you
Yeah,
doing, Eddie?
I'm doing wonderfully well. What about you?
Oh, man. Just happy here.
Uncle, Uncle Eddie, I
Yeah,
think where you are sitting, we cannot really see you clear. Look like maybe you can sit at a place that we can see your face clear.
can you see
Yes,
my face
yes, yes,
now?
yes, beautiful. Don't move.
Okay.
Don't move. You are an artist, so be like this for us. Be like this for us. you know,
Uh,
I'm very happy to have you both here because it takes such understanding of what I'm doing for a person to really give his time from 1 month to just come on the program every Wednesday to discuss this pressures concerning Ghanaian performing arts. When you look at Ghana, yesterday I was reading an article that they now found a new deputy minister of art and culture, and he is talking about music, the way they can repackage high life music to send to the world. You understand? And I was like, sometimes Ghana, I'm confused. We are talking about deputy minister of culture and art, and yet he's talking about high life music. So I asked myself, we just use the name to portray to the foreigners that we have a minister of culture and arts, but yet when you look at Ghana itself, there's nothing concerned about art and culture. Mr. Sike, what do you have to say about this? When we say somebody is a deputy minister of art and culture, what does it mean?
High life music is part of a Ghanaian culture. We cannot deny high life music being part of our culture.
Yeah.
I know where you are coming from, but believe me, anything that started more than 30 years, it takes 30 years for a generation to turn over. It's part of culture. So I will not blame the deputy minister for just knowing about highlight music or want to promote highlight music around the world. That's what he knows. But it is left to us to let him know that there is more than highlight music as Ghanaian culture. It's left to us. But he's on the right road.
Okay. Okay. Let's say, Mr. Boat, what do you have to say about this issue? I mean, when you look at Ghana, we're always talking about performing arts, performing arts, performing arts. But when you look at Ghana itself, apart from the National Theatre, the whole country, we don't have a lot of stages. And if we are talking about Deputy Minister of Culture and Art, and there's no stages that we can portray our art and culture, what are we talking about?
Well, Agubini, all that we have to think about is where is this person coming from? Within the frame of our Ghanaian culture, which part is he coming from? Or what part was he involved in before being a minister of art and culture? It's very difficult, as a matter of fact, to have one person knowing about the music itself, the indigenous music of our culture, the dance, the drama, our lifestyle, our movement, our eating, the way we put on our clothes, etc., and even our marriage ceremonies. Some people do not know about all these things. They are only in their little corner. That's where the problem is coming from. But in reality, if they want to pick somebody for arts position in Ghana, they should look for somebody who knows at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 areas of the culture. But I think this guy, I think you are trying to talk about Okrakumante, is that right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Well, Okrakumante happens to be in the music. And when you talk about music, it's not the traditional music
Yes.
itself,
Yes.
but say the high life, the hip hops, and things like that. So it all depends where the person is coming from.
Yeah.
Not until we have somebody who can represent all of us, who knows everything, but you don't expect everybody to know everything anyway. So, well,
I'm
I
very
think
happy. I'm very happy you mentioned his name, and I want to talk a little bit about it. I
I
mean,
know him.
Mr. Sikila Zekbo, what is really stopping our pioneers who are very professional when it comes to drumming and dance into politics to hold this kind of position? Because we can go back to history. We never see somebody like you, somebody like who should I mention their names? Let me use as example as a minister or somebody who has been in the field with drumming and dance arts, and we know that person is really qualified. What is really stopping us for to be in politics to hold this position so that we can able to develop our arts or performing art system? Mr. Siki, what is really stopping us?
It's
Uh,
interesting.
being being a minister or deputy minister it's a political appointment. You will have to belong to the party, and when the party wins, then the president will nominate you, and Parliament will approve or disapprove. I am in America. I'm in California for
Both
almost.
is in Springfield, Massachusetts. Agobini is in Sweden.
Norway.
So what do you expect? How many
We
people,
cannot.
CK, let's be sincere with ourselves. How many people are in Ghana right now that can stand on and say, this is me, this is what I'm capable of doing,
Thank you.
and be part of that group? None of us want to be politicians. That's the problem. None of us, I personally, I don't want to be a politician. CK,
Yes.
I believe, would like to be a politician. The same thing say George, Mami Doctor was involved. That's Omabo, Grace Omabo happens to be in that situation. Later on, I hear there were so many problems. So, she called it quick. So that's where the problem is.
Yes, Mr.
CK, am
Busa.
I right or
Eddie,
wrong?
Yeah, Mr. CK,
Yes?
go
no,
ahead,
you are
please.
not wrong. But some years back, I have tried to put some proposals forward to a Ghanaian big man about marketing our culture. One of the things that I do well here is market culture. I have envisioned a program that I call Village Rehabilitation Program. When I was in Ghana, I have been to several villages with my wife. The landscape, the culture of those villages are so rich. But there was a village on the Aflawu Road that I went with my wife. They don't even have food. All they have is coconut trees and the landscape, the lagoon this way. I mean, it's so beautiful. But
But
then
what's the
government
name
is
of the
not going.
the town?
It's a little village
CK,
near
what's the name of
Agbosuma.
the town? Oh, Agbosim, okay.
It's a little village near Agbosuma. I forgot the actual name. But they are so
Okay.
beautiful, and they are beautiful cultures. Now, I had planned to come and form a village group from the village and bring them direct here to perform and make some money. And that money will go back with them so they can develop their own village. Say, for example, if there are fishing village in the lagoon where I come from, there are several opportunities for them to keep their kids because the whole British colonial plan for us is the brain drain, taking the young people away from their villages to the capital because they have, in American term, an A-grade education, middle school. As soon as they graduate from middle school, they say they finished their schooling. I heard that word schooling. I've completed my schooling because you have an 8th grade education. 8th grade education, a middle school education? No, that is not right. The kids don't want to be farmers just like their parents, so they ran into the capital, which unfortunately does not have the cultural nourishment for their survival. So they go to Accra, Kumasi, Takura, all the big this thing, and go and get depressed and depressed and depressed, and their whole spirit become dead. Their whole potential become dead inside them. But then we can bring them back to the village. If instead of being fishermen just like their parents, much of the tilapia and catfish that I eat here is raised in a fish farm in Chinatown. You go to Chinatown, you see a lot of fish farm by the families themselves. They raise those things. Their kids will have done the fish farming because it is different from their regular fishing, this thing that they saw their parents doing. But then they need money to invest in doing that. So I wanted to bring them here, put them in theaters that I know that have marketed productions down there successfully. Now, all that I wanted, first, if we do that, it will benefit the villages, but then I can come down to Ghana all the time. I have my job too here. I will have hired some graduates from School of Performing Arts, the dance program, train them to be able to prepare the villages. And when they are ready, they just come down here. So it has a two-pronged approach. Finding something for the graduates of School of Performing Arts to do. But do you know what? No government want to listen to the program. So man, you live in America, you're doing fine in America, and then we fought hard here, and then
That's
you
the
want
problem.
to
That's where the problem started.
you want to come and enjoy. I don't want to enjoy anything. I wanted to make a contribution. So they don't want to listen. And I can't just go off on my own and take all villages in Ghana on my own. They can be able to make money marketing their culture to the Western world. But it must be properly organized and done by people who know how to do that. That's what one of the things that I know how to do.
Mr. Boatin,
So
Secret.
when we listen to
I
what
think secret too.
you want to come in, you can come in.
Well, all that I want to say is, since the creation of the Institute of African Studies,
Yeah.
you have the dance division, you have the drama division. How many people are being sent to our various schools in Ghana, from kindergarten to say the high schools, to teach? How many people? None. I don't know any of the students that graduated from the Institute of African Studies teaching in Ghana. Everybody wants to be in America. Everybody wants to be in Europe. Everybody wants to be in China or whatever. Forgetting that, what they've learned from our institution is meant for Ghanaians. And they should be in Ghana and teach what they learn in school at the Institute of African Studies. And they are not doing it. So,
Eddie, let me interrupt you for a minute.
Okay.
Not that they don't want to stay. There is no work for them in Ghana.
Yeah, but exactly. This is what I'm saying. There's no work. If there's work for them after graduation from school, this is your school. Go and teach.
Yeah,
Go
but
and
it has
impart
to be
what
a
you have.
collaboration between African Studies and the Ministry of
Culture.
Art and culture. Yes. But it's not
The
happening.
education
So what can we
department.
do?
There is people are not talking to one another. They are producing, say for example, the Institute of African Studies is producing graduates, master's degrees. Why can the Ministry of Education make it possible for those graduates to teach in the public schools? But it has to, that's a giant program, but it has to be organized. It cannot just happen like that. That the school don't even have resources to pay their teachers. How are they going to have resources to hire master's degree graduates from School of Performing Arts? No, it has to be a governmental program organized by a very well-thinking Ghanaian government, set up a policy and implement it properly. Get the people who can be able to do that policy to do it. They have to be academics. Academics from the School of Performing Arts and the Ministry of Education to do that.
Okay, my seniors, I have one question that I want to show to us and the viewers that are watching. My question is that, like the way we are discussing, it seems we know the problem and we know what is affecting us. What is really stopping us to gather the masses, to march forward to Ghana, and to not this complaining? Because if we cannot do it now, Uncle Sige, you said it takes 30 years to form a generation. And how many generation has gone? We are in the last ages to form a new generation. And if people are passing, the third generation that's going to appear, they know nothing about what we are saying. That's why Agobini Cultural Art, we set up this so we can put information out there so that it can help the next generation at least to know where all this started from. What is really stopping us, Mr. Boat and Mr. Eddie, to gather the masses, the old pioneers, the new generation? We march forward to Ghana. We join hands to compare this complaining because it must be changed.
Agobini,
Yes, sir.
I give you kudos for what you are doing. But the problem is that, see, as we are discussing this program, we are all in different countries.
Yeah.
We have a studio in Ghana right now that can accept what you are doing and bring it out for the people themselves to see it. It's not there. So if this program is linked with a TV station or a radio station in Ghana, I'm pretty sure a lot of people will listen to us and know exactly where we are coming from. But right now, how many people do you think, let's be sincere with ourselves, how many people do you think listen to this program on Wednesdays? See, that's where the problem is. We must try as much as possible to link this program with a station in Ghana so that they can bring it out.
Yeah. Actually,
Oh,
when we look at
what do you think?
Okay, Uncle Siki, what do you think? Yeah, Mr. Boat throw the question to you, Uncle Siki.
I know what it is saying. The thing is this, Agobini Cultural Art, why am I here? I'm here because I believe that we can all come together and do something to help the next generation. We should not just sit abroad and eat our hamburgers and Kentucky Fried Chickens and forget about people back home. Now, there are dancers who are working in groups supported by the government, like the Ghana Dance Ensemble, who the dancers are still earning 30 cedis a month. Who is going to survive on that? 30 cedis a month does not even pay for their transportation costs back and forth to work. They are still paying slave wages to those dancers. Yes.
CK, are you serious that the members of the Ghana Dance Ensemble are paid 30 cedis for the whole month or 30 cedis a day?
Ghana cedis.
No, 30 cedis the whole month. 30
cities.
cities
No.
woman. There was a
300
young
Ghana
woman.
cedis.
Oh, come on.
300 Ghana
No,
cedis.
I don't
300.
know. Check
I am
your
telling
records.
you
It's
that
300.
because there was a young woman who was
It's
on an
300.
interview
Is it
It's
on
300
Saturday.
Ghana
is
cedis.
it 300 cities or
It's
30 cities?
Yes,
300 Ghana cedis.
30
You are
cities
confused.
less
300
than.
cities a month. I'm telling you,
Now you
300 cities a month.
okay.
Yes. Now, do you remember how much we used to earn before?
Yes.
Eddie, do
I
you
used to
remember?
earn 17 cities a month.
Mm,
And was it enough
yes.
for you?
Yeah. See, they created those companies to be okay. Let me give you a little bit of history. Before the Ghana Dance Ensemble was formed, and before the Art Council Folkloric Company was formed, there was a bunch of groups that they call amateur. They were independent groups
Yes.
at the Art Center. People come to represent their culture for the love of it. They don't make any money. So they know that the Ghanaian youth were very serious about representing, promoting their culture, that they would do it without being paid. So to control them, they paid them slave wages, very, very little, minimum wage. Now, if you see the young woman who you interviewed, Niema,
Yeah.
last Saturday,
Last Saturday.
I
Yeah.
heard her. I heard her. She was really very plain spoken. A lot of us were ashamed of what we were being paid that we don't want to say. But that young lady was not ashamed. I respect her. She boldly talked about her experience. And I listened, I was in that dance hall. That Ghana Dance Ensemble dance hall that she was in, I was there. So I know the whole depression, the whole place is filled with fear and depression. First, you are not being paid well and you are depressed, and then you have to work hard like a cow. Even cows don't work hard like that. No, I mean, and as soon as you want to say something, they fire you. They suspend you.
Wow.
You can ask
Wow.
legends like Mustafa, who was merely respectfully vocal about the way
Mustafa Bushra.
Mustafa Adi
Ade, okay. Kabisa.
at Legon,
Yeah,
yes, at
Kabisa.
Legon,
Okay.
he just introduced Balongo choreography. That's as usual. My mentor, Professor Opoku, with the cigarette, chewing the cigarette. You guys
Ah,
move this
take
way,
it.
move that way. Move that.
Be
He
careful.
started changing.
Be
He
careful.
started changing the choreography, and Mustafa can't take it. And Mustafa respectfully said, "No, you can't do that. I wanted this Balongo to be like as if we are doing it at Bukum Square, but on stage, which is possible." But the old man was a generation who wants to think like that they represent the white person now. The white people are gone. So the black faces that represent the white people want to think like them. So Mustafa was suspended for insubordination, and he is a man of pride. He refused to come back to Legon. So that was the depressing condition and fear under which we worked during our days. The government was the largest employer. If they don't hire you at Ghana Dance Ensemble, then you go to and hang on under the tree at our center
Wow.
and bees. I don't know how many of you guys know the meaning of unbees. Unbees meaning you don't have a job. Unbees.
On being.
Eddie, you remember those terms?
This is history.
Oh,
You are
yes,
unbees.
I
Yeah,
remember.
Mr. D.
First, you're going to be hungry
Mr. D. Boat.
and you
Now,
have no respect.
I,
Uncle Siki, a minute, Mr. Boat. What do you have to say about
I
this?
go be
Right
me.
now, we jump
I
into
go be
the
me. Wait.
yes, yeah,
Behind camera, you asked me why and how long was I with Ghana Dance Ensemble or
yes,
Institute of African Studies
mm, yeah,
okay. When I went there, I was picked from the amateur group.
mm,
Myself, Margaret Equison, and James Morton.
mm,
He was a conga drummer of the Ghana Farmers Band to join the Ghana Dance Ensemble.
but
And
Mr.
when we
Boat,
went there,
Mr. Boat, I'm coming.
yes,
If you can change your position, I'll be very happy because you look like it changed. Can you change?
can you
Like
see me now?
we can see you, but you go back to that position again. I think the sun is facing from your back, but if you can face the sun, that would be very happy. I think this is beautiful.
Okay,
This is
I'll
beautiful.
try. I don't have control over that, but I'll try. Okay,
Yeah,
can you see me now?
yeah, we see you now. It's beautiful.
Okay, as I was saying,
Mm-hmm.
when we went to the school, we had a German uh, lecturer, should I say, yeah, a lecturer or a teacher called CK. You remember what's her name? Broom. Is she called Broom? Broom or Broom? Remember that lady?
Ode-
And
Odeto Bloom. Odeto Bloom is not
yes,
it's not a German. It's a black woman from America.
no, this
Odete
was a
Bloom.
German woman. I've
That,
forgotten the name. And she wanted to teach us Laba
that's not
notation.
Odete Bloom. Odete Bloom was the Laban notation woman.
Yes. Now we said to
Yeah.
ourselves, how can somebody from a foreign land teach us our own dance with this movement? We are not going to do it. So James Morton was the first person to leave the school, and I followed suit. So, in a nutshell, that's why I left the Ghana Dancing Service because of that teacher teaching us Laba notation. If say doing Adwa, how can you do Adwa with Laba notation? We dance with feelings. We play with feelings. Do you understand?
Yeah,
We dance with
but
feelings and we play with feelings.
how can you describe Lama notation?
Well, ask CK. Maybe CK will know better because it's
For
Laban
1, 2, 3
notation.
movements.
mhm,
Laban notation is a rotation, a note keeping system for dance.
Yeah,
They draw
for dance.
movements on paper. As a matter of fact, it's a big thing in England. Um, George will tell you when I went to England for the Black Dance Development Trust Summer Art Program, if you don't have a Laban notation, then they think you are not scholarly enough. But I don't, these days of video, I don't see the need for Laban notation. But still yet, it's an English system that record dances. But let me come down to Odeto Broom. That woman was a great scholar who was hired to teach Laba notation to Ghanaians. Now, if you know Laba notation, uh, doing dances like ballet and so forth is easy. But African dance, to just do movement abstractly without the drum calling the movements, without you feeling the music and express it in dance, was really actually a terrible thing for the Ghanaian. So I agree with Eddie that they were right to leave in protest but the system still stay. I don't. If Dr. Kua was here, I would have asked him if Alaba notation is part of the curriculum at the School of Performing Art. Now, the School of Performing Art does not do traditional dances.
Yes, that's
They
very
learn
true.
about they learn about traditional dances academically. They do some few movement here and there, but the school was not set up to teach traditional dances. It's set up to teach dance traditions.
Okay.
So they learn academically about a lot of dances. I have some graduates of School of Performing Arts with me here. Kokumanu is with me. Kwashi Anku is with me. They are great people. They are all master degrees now and working successfully, building their families in California here. But then people like Philip Ajampong, who did a master's degree at the School of Performing Art in Dance, is here. He is building his family and working successfully trying to promote what he called Afro dance,
Look at that.
Afro pop. Yeah.
Look at that.
As a matter of fact, no, I don't think what he's doing doesn't have validity. He does traditional dances. When he work with me, he do traditional dances. And he know traditional dances. But he want to be able to create his own dances. Like what Niyate did with the dance ensemble at the National Theatre until his death. I have no problem with contemporary. As long as the national programs are supposed to lead in preserving Ghanaian culture. Right now, we are applauding the youth orchestra today when we saw them use Ghanaian traditional instrument in doing contemporary music.